Hey guys, Dave the Watchman here, coming at you with another watch review video. Today I have something a little bit different for you. I do get a lot of questions from you guys about how many watches I have. Um, and honestly, it's quite a bit. Um, but before we get started, I just wanted to shout out to my current subscribers and say thank you guys all so much. You're really making this channel grow in leaps and bounds, and you really make this world go round for me. And I couldn't appreciate that more. So thank you guys so much. If you are new to this channel, I am Dave the Watchman. I review budget-friendly watches for the everyman. So you're not going to see those $1 million watches on this channel. You're not going to see those $10,000, $15,000 luxury brands on this channel. But you will see our homage watches. They are not counterfeit watches. They are not clones. They are watches that are affordable in the budget-friendly price range, and they follow trend lines of the larger luxury brands. They are not, like I said, once again, they are not counterfeit watches. These are legitimate watches that are commercially available for anyone who would like to purchase them. So they're not, there's nothing illicit or illegal about any of these watches. So if you do like that content, please do give that thumbs up, like, and subscribe, especially if you want to see more watches and watch review videos, because that's what I do here at Dave the Watchman on YouTube. I also have themselves.To, where I also have all the watches that I have reviewed and some watches of interest posted there with affiliate links. So if you want to head on over to davethewatchman.com and check it out. I also have links to all of these watch review videos there. Without further ado, let's get into this. I don't really have a ton planned for today. I just kind of wanted to go over some of the watches that I do have in my collection today, because I do have a lot of watches that I have reviewed over time, and I do feature watches in individual review videos with some of these watches in the background and some of my other watches in the background. This is what you see here is just what I could fit on the camera right now and on my wrists. But I do have many other watches as well, and I'm constantly getting watches in all the time. Some might say it's an unhealthy obsession, but I do have a ton of watches, probably more than anyone should. But it is what it is. We all like what we like, right? And I'm not a jeweler. I'm just a guy. I like my watches. I like to buy them. I like to wear them, and I like to review them. So, if you like watches as much as I do, or even half as much as I do, like I said, thumbs up, like, and subscribe. So anyway, I just wanted to go over a couple of watches. I've gone over all of these watches in separate reviews before, but there are some surprising watches in this collection that are very, very low priced watches that are surprisingly good quality for the price range. And I don't remember all the prices of all of these watches offhand, but I'll try to give you kind of like a ballpark. And if there are some watches that you do want to know more about, please make sure you put that in the comment section below. I will respond to comments. And if you ask for a specific watch, I will provide a link for that watch in the description or in the comment section for you guys to click on, and that will be an affiliate link, so it does send $1 or $2 over to me if you decide to purchase from it. So anyhow, without further ado, let's get into it. There are some watches that I've reviewed recently that are very, very nice and higher quality watches, but I'm going to go over some of the lower budgets. That's kind of what I picked out here, because I've gone over some of the Seikos in the last few videos, and I try not to go any higher than the Seiko brand. I don't like to go any higher than $300, $350. I like to kind of stick in that, for the most part, between that $30 to $120 range, because I think that's where you get the best value for the money. But there are some surprisingly good watches that are even less than that, in the $20 range, the $30 range, and surprisingly even in the $10 range. So that's kind of what I'm going to focus on right now, is I'm going to show you some of those lower budget watches, that entry level, what I would call entry level into a nice collection watches. So let's get into it. First thing I have is, let's see here. Well, let's just do this Skmei. This Skmei watch was, I believe, this was a great quality. I got this on AliExpress, and I believe this was somewhere in the neighborhood of $12, I believe, for this Skmei watch. And it doesn't seem like much, and for the price point, you shouldn't really expect a lot. But guys, I was actually surprised by it. It's got a really nice rotating unidirectional bezel. It's got a little bit of play on it, but what can you say for $12? I mean, it's got a little bit of play on it, but all in all, it looks like a sharp dive watch. I mean, it's got the silicone band. It's obviously a Chinese quartz movement, but it does hold. It does keep good time as far as I've um, had it, and it's a nice looking watch. It's 30-meter water resistant. It's by Skmei. Um, and it's just a really nice basic dive watch, somewhere along the lines of a Casio Neo. Um, Not exactly, but it does follow that trend line, and it is a about the same weight. I'd actually say this is probably a little bit heavier than the Casio Neo, but it is a nice looking dive watch. Good for if you're gonna go to the beach, if you're gonna go swimming. It's not. I mean, it's got a I believe this is a stainless steel back. I'm not sure about the case, but I do know the case is powder coated or painted and or painted. Um, so not really sure about the metal construction of it, but guys, for 12 bucks, it is a decent watch. It does look good on your wrist. You will not be embarrassed to walk around wearing this watch, and you might even get a few compliments because it does have that dial with the black and the blue band in the center. So very nice watch for $12. I can post a link to this in the description below, or if you do want these links directly, just put that in the comment section below, and I will respond to comments. Another watch that was very, very nice for the price, and we're talking under $20, is going to be this Arlan. Arlan actually makes a couple of watches that are really good for the price, and both of these are those watches. They do follow the trend lines of a much, much more expensive luxury brand. I will not say the name of that brand, but if you know, then you know. But basically, this is the bluesy version, and this is the Pepsi Cola version. Um, but very nice watches for the price. I believe both of these watches can be had on AliExpress right now for somewhere in the neighborhood of $10 to $15 each. So that's a really, really good price. Obviously, they're not automatics. Obviously, they do not have sapphire crystals and all the bells and whistles like some of the other watches that I do review. But good quality watches nonetheless. Very nice. Like I said, not extremely nice, but really nice for the price. Guys, whenever you think about something, obviously, you need to think about, quality versus price. I mean, if you're going to pay $60 for one of these watches, then they suck. If you're going to pay $12 for these watches, then that's really good. I mean, honestly, they don't take a lot from you, and they give you a nice quality watch. So both of these watches, in my opinion, are a go. They are very nice watches. They will look great when you wear them. You may receive a few compliments while you're wearing them. Great watches. They're by the company Arlan. Very, very nice quality watches for $12. Obviously, like I said, very nice quality watches for $12, but horrible quality for 60. But they don't sell for 60. They sell for 10 to 15. So we'll post links to those in the description below as well, in case you're interested in picking up any of those watches. Another brand, oh, here's also another Arlan. They have many different colors. I picked up these three because I wanted to have the bluesy, I wanted to have the black and gold, and I also wanted to have the Pepsi Cola. And like I said, I think I paid somewhere in the neighborhood of $10 to $15 for each one of those. So that's not a lot of money to put out on a watch. Another brand that's really great, and I think this one is really good quality, is the Liege brand. Liege brand. I think this is also a Liege here. So I do have some Liege watches. I think I have a Liege Pepsi Cola or Coca-Cola somewhere. Oh, I have it on my arm. It's Coca-Cola. So I have a Liege Coca-Cola. I have this Liege, which looks like a basically like a and Honestly, the thing I like the most about this is the stunning color of the dial. But these are very, very good quality watches, and I think these Liege watches are somewhere in the neighborhood of $20 or so, roughly. Whether you get this one, or this one, I don't think you're going to pay any more than $25 for these watches. They're very good quality watches. Obviously, once again, more than likely mineral crystal, more than likely Chinese movements. They're not automatic. They are quartz movements and mineral crystals, but once again, guys, for the price, you can't argue. Also, another brand that I have heavily featured recently has been the Vosi brand. The problem with the Vosi brand, this is a Vosi that looks very, very similar to another high-end model watch. This is also a Vosi. This is a great, great watch for the price. This is also an homage to a much more expensive brand. But the Vosi brand, actually, I bought three, I believe, three Vosis, and out of the three, two of them were great, and the third one, the quality of the bracelet was not what I expected it to be. However, once again, I mean, this bracelet's just garbage compared to the ones. I mean, when you compare this Vosi to the other one that I picked up, oh, here's a Vosi also. This one has a great bracelet. So this is the thing. I mean, you can get in this price range. I believe this was under $20 for these as well. So for $20, this one has a very, very flimsy and cheap bracelet. This one has a really nice quality bracelet for the price. Once again, guys, I don't want to get a whole bunch of hate in the comment section telling me how these are all garbage watches. You got to look at it for the price. What are you paying for it? What are you actually out when you buy these watches? You're not out $100. You're not out $60. You're talking 10 to 15 bucks. But if you can get something that's halfway decent, and in my opinion, for 10 to $15, it's not a good deal. For 10 to $15, there's a huge difference between these two bracelets, guys. And for the same price range, you can't go wrong with this watch with this bracelet as opposed to this watch with this bracelet. But on the other hand, good quality construction on the case, good quality construction on the dial. It looks very nice. It's a sharp looking watch. So if you buy this for 10 to $15 and you get another $15 or $20 into the bracelet, buy a nicer bracelet, you could have a very nice watch for 30 bucks. It's a very nice, classy looking watch. These watches are all decent quality for the price. Like I said, I am Dave the Watchman. I review budget-friendly watches. That means I want you to be able to start a collection of watches without having to finance your house in order to do it. I mean, there's no reason why you can't have nice watches on your wrist and not have to spend a fortune on doing that. It is, like I said, I don't believe that you have to spend a fortune to look like you have a fortune. And that's my goal here at Dave the Watchman on YouTube and DaveTheWatchman.com, is just to show you guys that we do have budget-friendly options out there for watches that don't have to look like you got them out of a gumball machine or bought them at the dollar store. These watches are halfway decent for a good price. Now, I'm not going to argue with you. This is a steel dive watch. Beautiful, beautiful quality on this thing. Automatic sapphire crystal, NH35 Seiko movement. Huge magnification on the sapphire crystal. I mean, the lume on this thing will practically light up the freaking room. I mean, this thing is an amazing watch. But you don't have to spend a fortune to get that. This is a watch that's spec'd out at over $150, and you can get it right now on AliExpress for less than 60 bucks. I am all about getting nice quality also, but if you can get a $30 Olev's watch that looks beautiful and has, you know, all the moving parts, everything works great, so what if it's got a quartz movement? Quartz movements are actually very dependable. So what difference does it make? So it doesn't have a sapphire crystal. Who cares? You scratch the crystal on this, you spend another 30 bucks, you get another watch. I mean, let's be honest here, guys. Do you have to spend $5,000 on a watch to have something nice on your wrist? Do you have to spend $10,000 or even $20,000? Some of these watches This is it. This is an homage to a model that is, in the millions. I mean, and you can have the same look for that. For this watch was less than $100, guys. So you're buying a watch for less than $100 that's going to look like something that, you know, that sells for in the millions. I mean, I would rather have a room full of watches than to have one watch that I have to keep in the safe and worry about all the time. I want to wear stuff that if I want to go out, I'm going to grab a watch and I'm not even going to think twice about whether I'm going to wear it somewhere, because I'm not worried about whether it gets damaged or whether it gets, something happens to it. These watches are watches that I can comfortably wear and I get compliments on them. It is a reality that these watches do get you noticed. They will get you noticed. These are great quality watches, and honestly, the average person does not know the difference. I mean, let's be real here. I didn't know the difference until I got into watches. You could have put a mineral crystal in front of me and I would have been like, wow, that's a really nice dial. That's a great watch. Who knows whether it's got an NH35A movement or a quartz movement? Who knows? Nobody. The average person does not know. So really, who are you really trying to impress when you buy these $10,000 watches? You're trying to impress other people that also buy $10,000 watches. And honestly, guys, in this economy, there's more people looking for the budget-friendly route than there are people looking for these high-end luxury watches. And you know what? If you are looking for the high-end luxury watches, then congratulations. You have a wonderful life. You have a lot of money, and you can afford to spend money on those watches. But for the average Joe, these are the good watches. These and I started this channel because I found, this is why I started the channel, because I found that you can get nice quality watches without having to spend a ton of money. And I just wanted to share that with everybody out there. I wanted to say, hey, look, just because you don't make $250,000, $300,000 a year doesn't mean you can't have a watch on your arm that makes it look like you do. I mean, I was an auto mechanic for years. I was a paramedic for years. And you know what? Those professions don't make you a ton of money. But you know what? It's always nice to be able to have something on your arm that makes it look like you do have something that's classy, something that's tasteful, and we should all be able to afford it. There's enough for everybody out there. And like I've always said in my videos, if you're looking for the big name brands, you're not going to find them here. You're going to find homages. You're going to find watches that fit a certain criteria. And if you're one of those people that's looking for the counterfeit watches, go somewhere else. I don't do counterfeits. I don't believe in counterfeits. When people come up to me and ask if this is a high-end luxury brand, I tell them no. I tell them what it is. It's got the name right on it. It says Liege. I'm going to tell them it's a Liege. I'm going to tell them exactly how little I paid for it. And 9 times out of 10, they're more impressed with the fact that I didn't have to spend a ton of money on my watches. So anyway, like I said, I just wanted to tell you guys that I do all of the footwork for you guys. I buy the junk so you don't have to. I sift through the junk to find the good watches, and then I showcase them on my channel. I am Dave the Watchman. I'm not a jeweler. I'm just a guy. I like my watches. I like to buy them, I like to wear them, and I like to review them. And if you like that, please thumbs up, like, and subscribe, especially if you want to see more watches and watch review video. And as far as the question as to how many watches I have, well, I have quite a bit. I have somewhere in the neighborhood of